when I started collecting shoes, man, it's like, it becomes an obsession where you just want it, you need it, you have it. You got it, huh?
Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it.
The shoe means everything to me.
Here comes Chicago.
This is my first Jordan.
17 seconds.
But like, just look at that red here. I mean, the last shot that he took, boom.
Or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
I literally wore these shoes so much that I went to sleep in them. Like, I tell everybody the story, but I went to bed in these shoes. And my dad bought me the shoes, and my mom had to clean up after it, which tend to happen in everything else in our lives too. And ever since then, you know, I was younger, but it's not even so much what this shoe did to me for becoming like liking Jordans, but it just made me like shoes in general. It made it so important for me. Me and my baby's mama broke up. Just, you know, wasn't working anymore, and nothing that she did that was bad necessarily, that, you know, anything like that. It was just like, you know, it just wasn't working. I think I had $30 in my pocket, and I had a Grand Prix, like a Grand Prix, you know, what is it, like a GTP or something. Like, it was a 4-door Grand Prix. I slept in my car for like 3-4 days, and then finally my one buddy let me sleep on his couch. Like, thank God for him, right? It was just like the lowest point, but like never during any of those points, and this sounds stupid, but like I never felt sorry for myself. I remember walking down the stairs of that apartment after being kicked out, but I remember thanking God walking down the stairs. I go to Laverne, Minnesota to hang out with my buddy, and we go out to dinner. We go to this little bar called the Howling Dog in Laverne, and I remember seeing my wife up at the jukebox, well, soon-to-be wife. And I walk up to her, and I'm like, well, I really hope you don't plan on playing a country song right now, because that would really be horrible. And we start laughing, and we sit down, and I buy her a shot of Patron, and I'm like, you know, here, I'm gonna give you my number if you want it. She's like, okay, what's your number? And I forgot it. I couldn't remember it. So like, I couldn't remember my number, and I ran over to my buddy, and she like waited for me to like go get the number and stuff, and I came back. And I told her my number, and then we went our separate ways that night, and then like just slowly started dating. We just kept going out, and I'm fucking amazing, and it just worked out, you know? And fast forward, we got married, by the way, have 2 boys.
And London, my daughter.
When you're making an hourly wage, and she's making an hourly wage, that's all you'll ever make. Like everybody's like, I'm gonna make 25 bucks an hour, or I'm like, now, man, okay, now I'm at 28, or this job starts out at 19. Like, all these things are good, right? But that's all you're ever gonna make. The average household income is like $50,000 a year, and I think between us, we're making more than that. I'm able to buy sneakers, and as I'm like putting sneakers together, boom, all this is happening, then boom, the pandemic hits.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus has reached Australia.
And I'm like, oh my God. Again? Like, I've started from the bottom, you know, and I know I can hustle, but now it's like, I gotta do this again. I was not going to do unemployment. It's not in my blood, bro, but I had no choice, you know? So I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, all the money that I make and all the money that's coming in, I'm gonna put it towards sneakers, and I'm gonna figure out how to just open this store. And I look around, there's no store here. My brother, my homie, my number one everything, Mike Diaz, actually, I had him come over to my house one day, and I'm like, dude, let's do something. Like, I was able to set aside more money than I've ever been able to with this pandemic and taxes. I've got a large amount of money, and it would just be a shame for me just to keep it in my mattress, let's say, right? I'm like, let's do something, man. Like, you got any, like, this is what I'm really into right now. Like, what do you think? And I pitched him the idea. Well, for me, I can save, I can sell. I know sneakers in and out. You know, I didn't know the values and stuff like that, but I learned that from watching 2J's videos. I just took that, and I took that knowledge and my love for it. Like, let's figure it out, you know? So we go to the mall first. We figure out that the mall, their overages and this and that. We're kind of discouraged. And then we go to try to rent a place in a strip mall, and they just couldn't see our vision. These shops are all new still everywhere. They don't exist here. There's resellers here, but there's nobody doing it on the level of what I wanted to do it, where I saw this going.
And from Mikey, then, boom, we get in the shop and we get Daw. He makes it so I can have time with my kids and have time with my children. He opens the shop, closes the shop every day, and I love you, brother. Caught, man, you know how much you mean to me. Everybody knows how much you mean to me. And you being around, helping us start all this, it's just, I can't believe that you're in my life, but I'm so grateful for it. And Gunner, like, you know, that's my brother, literally. And even though we fight, go through things, man, I'm so happy to have you around as well. Devin, man, I love having him around. We have so many different people coming in and out now, new employees. I mean, you know, there's new employee after new employee, new person after new person. But for me, my wife, Jessica, my daughter, London, Marky, Leo, we couldn't be more excited and more blessed to be in the place that we're in.
We signed a lease, and I'm like, all right, here it goes. We're gonna be open beginning of June, July. Well, we did the paperwork, the build out, and put money into it. Real estate agent working with them, blah, blah, blah. We just said, screw them all. We're not doing that. And when it came to signing day, they backed out. They said, we're not gonna put this much money into a building when we don't understand how you're gonna sell sneakers or you're gonna sell clothes. Like, this doesn't make sense for us. So we're back to square one, but I still said we are gonna be open this summer. Like, no later than August, because that's the last month of summer, right? Like, no later than August. Like, we're doing this. Like, we are gonna do this no matter what. And we go back to the mall, and it was the best decision we've ever made. So we signed a lease. I was talking to Mike, I'm like, dude, we have to document this. Like, I got on here with 2J's. That's how I got on to selling sneakers, right? Like, what if we kind of started it from the beginning, from the day the shop opens all the way through, and we document this whole thing, you know? And he's like, I got a guy. He's like, he shoots music videos right now, and he's kind of new into it, but he shot a commercial for one of his old businesses, and I think it'd be dope. You know, I think that he wanted to come on, and so he came down, and we, after just like talking and clicking, like, it worked, and got him on payroll, and now he's traveled with us. We're gonna go all over the place, and we've documented everything, and it's so dope. Like, we've documented everything that we've done, and it's up to there. But now, okay, rewind back. August 5th, we get him signed, and it's the opening day. In the first 6 months, we've almost done over $1 million, and now these people who were against me were asking, hey, so what would it ever take to invest in your business? A lot of times in life, man, you have to build something and make it real for people to want to be a part of it or add to it. Because now these people are seeing everything. They're seeing all the shoes that are selling. They want to be a part of it. They want to do this and that. And it's beautiful. That's the way it should be. We should all be working together. We open up. It's our grand opening. And I am a nervous wreck driving to the store. I did not know what to expect. Tanner didn't know what he was recording. Like, we didn't plan, like, we all learned all this shit together, right? I mean, the dude's shooting music videos before. And the day before we open, I'll say this first, I only had 108 pairs of shoes, right? And that's all I had to open the store. And then I had like clothing, like some clothing, like Velo and all that stuff. But dude, 100 and some pairs, right? Well, the universe, God, whatever, you know, lined me up with a guy named Josh Bartles. And I'm just gonna say your name because I love you, man. But he trusted me to consign his shoes. He had over like 100 and some pairs of Jordans, right? And we set it up and he gave me all of his shoes to sell for him. You doubled my inventory on the shelves and made me look legit. Because I mean, he was one of these Jordan collectors that had every like Jordan 1, 2, 3, 4, not only like all the way through 14, 15, but he had bangers. I mean, we're talking, you know, I'm sure you guys will see it, but like in Chicago, we sold his Dornbecker 4s and his Lightning 4s, or Thunder 4s, Red Toros, like crazy golf shoes. And when we opened up the shop, just to see everybody's faces when they got to see all this stuff in the one place was so cool and exactly what I needed to happen, right? That first month we did over 100K in sales. It's been a crazy journey this far. I really am excited to see where it goes. All the traveling is just gonna be, that's what I love to do. I love to travel, and being able to do that in this job is amazing. It's a blessing. Be able to wake up, go to work, be surrounded by all these shoes is amazing. Meeting all these people, doing this right here, sitting here and watching Tanner being able to quit his job at Cabinets to just being able to do this, and him meeting people, and now him making stuff. Having Michael being more involved and giving him more percentages of the company as we go and open up another one is amazing. My wife, like, you know, we had a bill come up the other day that a lot of people probably wouldn't be able to take care of. We were able to do those things, like just blessings, right? And she has been right there having my back the whole time. And a lot of people I know are gonna come and go, and a lot of things are gonna happen, but I just know one thing with the crew of people that we've got and what we have and what we're building, from where it was when we opened 5-6 months ago to where it's gonna be in a year, watch for that. Watch to see where we're at. Watch to see where the hell we're going. Because I am so excited. It's gonna be nuts.